Hey everyone, welcome to the lounge. I'm Lounger Chris, as always. I just want to welcome you, and today we're going to be going over some of the books that I picked up the past few weeks. It's been a while since I've done this, so there's a few back weeks of issues and a few brand new issues that just came out last week. So without further ado, I'll get into it because there's quite a few to get into. There's actually two different stacks to get into. So first, let's start with some DC, so that way we get it out of the way. I know a lot of our loungers are Marvel fans. So I actually picked up the rest of this run, finish line. So 759.60. Sorry. 759, 760, 761, the variant cover, because this is just a phenomenal cover with Kid Flash and Flash. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. And then the final run, the finish line itself, 762. Just this cover in of itself is just phenomenal. Had to pick it up. All great books, all a great run. It goes from like 755-ish. I think actually 754 is the start of the run, and just a wonderful run to pick up if you want to get into the Flash. That run is the perfect time. It's a great run to kind of catch you up on the whole Reverse Flash saga, and it seems like there's some big stuff that just happened. So I'm going to leave that for the other video that's going to come out Thursday of this week. But let's get into more. So this is one of my wife's comic books that she picked up, Harley Quinn 75. An amazing cover on that. It kind of plays off of this Harley Quinn 74 with the Angel and Demon. Now you've got the Angel of Death, and it actually says Fate, Life, and Death. So it's very cool, very interesting with the Joker right there. Sorry for the glare, but it is what it is. I can't really control it. So then obviously finished off the Empire saga. So this is Empire X-Men 404. Not much to say about it. It was okay. Not a huge fan of X-Men. Got it just to finish my Empire collection. Star number 4, and I actually have number 5 hidden somewhere over here. This is one of my wife's comic books. I'm not sure if she's read it yet, but when she does, I'll let you guys know what she thinks. Then I've got Strange Academy 3rd printing, and also Strange Academy 2 3rd printing. Just absolutely phenomenal books. If you want to get into Strange Academy, I would definitely suggest to get into it now. Just great. The writing by Scotty Young is just phenomenal. Or not Scotty Young. Who did the writing on this? I think it was actually Scotty Young. I can't remember off the top of my head, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it just phenomenal. Loved every minute of reading those two books. Web of Venom Wraith, I haven't read this one yet, but it's a Venom book, so I had to pick it up. If you ever want to shout us out or send us some fan mail, definitely always send Venom. Pretty much everyone in our group loves Venom in some way, shape, or form. I think that's the best way to hold it without getting that glare. So Web of Venom Wrath, not quite sure how to pronounce that. I'm a teacher and I don't know, sorry. But that's just a phenomenal cover. I had to pick it up. I actually want to go back and get the variant of it. Then you have Avengers Empire Aftermath. I don't usually pick up the True Believers, but this is one of my absolute favorite stories of all time. It's the Coming of Galactus. It's a True Believer Fantastic Four Coming of Galactus book. It's just a reprint of the book from 1963. I want to say, again, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know everything about comics, so don't hate me for getting it wrong by a few years or whatever. But I love the story in this, so I had to pick this up. Only ever been able to read it digitally. This is one that we picked up for my son, Star Wars Ewoks, another True Believer. Not much to say about that, just one that he'll read when he gets old enough to read it. And then this is, I had to pick this up because of Black Cat, and obviously it follows that Star number 4. It's just a phenomenal cover. As you can see, Black Cat's got Star trapped in that medallion, or ruby, whatever you want to call it. So those are some of the books that we picked up. Again, this is over the last like 2 or 3 weeks. It's been a while since I've done this. Here's some more. Like I said, there are a lot of books here, and some of them are actually, yep, ones that I might have already shown you guys because I picked them up in Street Level Hero video. If you want to go watch that after this, obviously don't stop watching. So now you have Captain Marvel. After Captain Marvel the Accuser, this is just the Heroes at Home variant of this book, but Captain Marvel 21 kind of follows that Empire saga. But there's the coffin of Captain Marvel, it looks like. Haven't read it yet, definitely want to. I'm not a huge Captain Marvel fan. This is my wife's book, hence the reason that we have the variant as well, because she loves to get variants. She is a huge variant fan. Ravencroft number 4, absolutely love this series. Somewhere in here there's Ravencroft number 5. Then we've got Spider-Woman number 3. Just another phenomenal cover, and that's a DNA. I don't know whose cover that is, but that's one of the variants for Spider-Woman 3. Absolutely phenomenal cover. Love all the artwork in the Spider-Woman comics. Lords of Empire Swordsman, another one of those Empire ones, just to kind of finish off that collection. Empire number 6, not much to say about that either. I liked the Empire series, wasn't a huge fan of it. That's why I'm kind of just running through those ones. Miles Morales Spider-Man, absolutely love this comic. This is number 18. This was just a phenomenal comic. The whole Outlawed saga or arc, story arc, is really fun to read. Empire Fallout again. This is the Fantastic Four Fallout. So again, haven't read this one, just like I didn't read the other Fallout yet. Definitely am going to, but keeping this in the plastic, probably going to read it digitally. Got this mainly for the cover art. It's just another one of those phenomenal covers that they did for Empire. And that's the original artwork. That's not even one of the variants, and I love every second of that. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, this looks like John Krasinski. Gotta say it. The new Fantastic Four, Reed Richards, looks like John Krasinski. If you don't know who that is, Jim from The Office. Then, of course, because I absolutely love Amazing Spider-Man, huge Spider-Man fan, Spider-Man 47 and 48. Not a lot of people will agree with me on this, and I understand. Not many people are Amazing Spider-Man fans, but the Sins Rising books are just absolutely phenomenal. Love the Sin Eater storyline. That story arc is just amazing, and this cover right here with Ravencroft in the background was just amazing. I had to pick it up. Even if I didn't like the storyline, I was picking this cover up because of the Ravencroft series. So this is actually the second issues that I've bought for these two books. So this is Venom 26 and then Venom 27, and that kind of gives away a little bit of Venom 27, but not too much. Basically, there's a Venom Avengers, and they're working for Codex, so I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to do any spoilers on that, but wanted to say that just so that way you guys can, if you want to read that, it's definitely a great book to get into, but start with part 1, which is Venom 26. Yes, because Venom 27 is part 2. So 26, 27, I would definitely start even with 25, because 25 was just a phenomenal book all around. Then these two, the Chadwick Boseman tribute book, so Spider-Man Noir number 4, and then Spider-Woman number 4, both are Chadwick Boseman tributes, so you can see that right on the top, just like they did for Stan Lee. Those, I have not read these yet. I just picked them up 2 days ago now, 3 days ago now, so definitely going to be reading those very soon. I love the Spider-Man Noir series right now. I'm sorry that I'm kind of rolling through this, but these are all the books that I enjoy, so I wanted to just kind of get into it and let you guys know what I picked up. so that way you guys can see what's out there, because a lot of people are asking me, where can I get this? What can I get? What's out right now? And new comic fans will tell you, or old comic fans will tell you, to new comic fans, it's very, very interesting how comics work. So this comic, I just read this. This is Hammerfall Part 1, Thor number 7. This book is actually labeled November 2020, but it came out September of 2020. So it's very interesting. So a lot of people have been asking us, when does the new book truly come out? Go to previews, pull box. That will help you with all of your Marvel books. So then, as you've kind of peeped this, Immortal She-Hulk number 1. This is one of the variants. Absolutely love this cover. Very interesting. Started reading it. This is, again, one of my wife's comic books. So I was not a huge fan of it. I'm not a huge fan of Hulk comics. I love the Hulk. I love She-Hulk. I'm very interested for the TV show, but just not the biggest fan of the book. Again, if you love She-Hulk, if you love Hulk, definitely get into it. It is a good book. I love the artistry. Like I said, I love this cover artwork. But yeah, just it is what it is. You know, it's not something I'm into. That doesn't mean it's not something you're into. Thor 7, definitely. If you have not gotten into this run yet, do it now. You will not be sorry. I promise you. Unless you hate Thor. So then, Venom 28, Venom Beyond Part 3. Phenomenal. I don't want to swear. Almost did. I'm not going to get into this because there's a huge spoiler. We will talk about that later. I want this book to be out for a week before I get into that spoiler. Then, had to pick this up. Tales of Suspense. It's the first Iron Man. This is a facsimile edition. So that basically means it's a reprint without being one of those true believers reprints. It's a true kind of shot-for-shot reprint is the best way to put that. It's pretty much the same exact book, only modernized with the cover and the pages. So absolutely phenomenal. I love this storyline. Very first time I've ever read it in print, and it is so worth the $4 for this book, honestly. Had to get 2 of these because I am a huge Silver Surfer fan. This is the Timeless Variants by Art Ross. Definitely worth getting. And this follows Fantastic Four Antithesis number 1. This is Fantastic Four Antithesis number 2. Definitely read this. They're phenomenal books, and I'm not a huge Fantastic Four fan, so that should say something. Again, another Venom 28. Had to pick up double copies of this because it was phenomenal. Ravencroft number 5, another phenomenal book. Definitely great ending to the Ravencroft series. If you have not gotten into Ravencroft yet, do it. I don't want to say that it's going to be big. Ruins of Ravencroft, Carnage was, but that's because Carnage is big and there was a brand new character introduced. It was kind of that key comic if they go the right way with them. This is Big X-Men number 1. And I only got this because of the Timeless variant. It's just such a cool cover. Absolutely amazing version of Storm. Love it. I love like that dark versus light side. It's very interesting how they did that. They did not really do that in any of the others. Oh no, they did. Well, in this one they did at least. So you can kind of see that dark versus light side of Captain America, where you can see this side of him but not that side. So again, 2 more Art Ross Timeless variants. Let me see, because I'm curious. Silver Surfer, that's kind of hard to do, but there's not really a light and dark side to him. You could kind of argue that there is, kind of, but shiny, dark, I mean that's more the lighting because of the way that he's facing this way. Not so much with the other 2. But anyways, we'll talk about that later if we want to. This is Amazing Spider-Man Sins of Norman Osborn, so this is kind of another one. This is a one-shot by Marvel that kind of plays off of that Sins Rising. And have not read this yet, definitely peeped it as I was looking at the comic store. It looks good. Definitely doesn't live up to the Sins Rising story arc. It's not as good as that, but it's a really great book to have just because it will kind of from what I'm understanding, is get into the sins, and I know this sounds stupid, the sins of Norman Osborn. It will kind of get into the reasons of why Sin Eater's going after him. Supposedly, I have not read it yet, so I don't know. But you're gonna have a lot of different Spider-Men and Spider-Women in here. Just at first glance, I saw Silk, Spider-Woman, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Gwen is in there, so there's a lot of different Spider people, all fighting. Again, only kind of opened it and flipped through it real quick. Iron Man #1, had to get this variant, it's phenomenal. I also have the timeless variant of this upstairs in my son's bedroom, because just, if you've seen that in any of our videos, his bedroom is all decked out. This is the first print of Venom Beyond #2. When I first got it, that's why I had to go back and get the variant of it, just because I loved it so much. And this is Night of the Owls. Oh yeah, this was Spider-Man booth pickup, so nothing major there. But again, all of these books are absolutely phenomenal. I'm actually going to be getting rid of this one because I am not a fan of Night of the Owls. I'm not a fan of DC very much. Definitely not a Batman comic fan. Definitely a Batman movie fan, not so much the comics. Never been able to get into them. With all of that being said, and all of those comics gone through, so just to show you real quick how many comics we just went through, there's 2 stacks right there, and then down below there's 2 more boxes to go through, and I got those back issues for $1 at Rhino's. He's thinking about doing more, so Rhino's Comics in Rochester, New York, definitely go check them out if you're anywhere near here. And subscribe to, or well, not subscribe, but like them on Facebook, follow them on Instagram. They're amazing. Absolutely phenomenal guy who owns it, called the Godfather of Comics. And with all of that being said, as Gary B, the Casual Comic Guy, would say, keep it casual.